Hello students, here I am after a few days and we are going to continue with our topic life history of Herdmania. So after doing two parts, I am here to do the third part of life history of Herdmania. So let's begin. Today I am going to do the general anatomy of Herdmania, and in general anatomy you'll be looking at all the important organs which are present in the body, and the general anatomy will also consist of the outer test, which is enclosing the mental, and the mental is enclosing all the uh, organs in the body along with the alimentary tract. So this is going to be covered in general anatomy. Then we are going to do the coelom and atrium, coelom cavity and the atrium cavity, what is the difference between both, and then in the end I will show you, because it is related to all these diagrams, I am going to show you the locomotion and the movement which takes place due to the presence of these specified muscles. So first we will come to general anatomy. Now in general anatomy you can see there are three parts: mental or body wall, second is the internal organs, and third is the coelom and atrium. So let's begin with mental or body wall. It is histologically composed of three layers, and before this we have to know the exact location and the position of the mental. So for this you will have to observe this diagram. This is a section of Herdmania's body, and the section is passing like this. You can see this diagram A. The section is passing through the atrial aperture and towards the anteroventral part. You must be knowing the symmetry of the animal, we had done before. The branchial aperture, it marks the anterior end, and the diagonally opposite end, diagonally opposite to branchial aperture, this end is the posterior end. The position of the atrial aperture marks the dorsal part of the body, and the diagonally opposite position, it marks the ventral part of the body. So this is the anterior posterior axis, and here the section which we are seeing is cut through the dorsoventral axis. So this is the dorsal part, the atrial aperture. This you can see it, you can see that how it is looking in the section and how the section was cut from here. So in this B diagram you can see this is the atrial aperture and this is the section of the body which is covering almost all the parts of the body, as it is passing through the center. So now the main thing we have to see is the position of mental. Here you can see the outer covering, which is a dotted thick structure, this whole thing. This is showing the test, the outer covering, and this test is secreted by a muscular layer, by a layer which is known as mental. And here where the pointer is running now, this is the mental of the animal. It is covering the whole body, all body structures, they are protected by this mental, and because it is very soft, so it needs to be protected by another hard covering, which is the test. And as you know, the hard covering outside the mental is always secreted by the mental, as you had seen in Unio Pila. The edge of the mental was secreting the shells. So it is unbelievable, but this soft membrane, it secretes some substances which dry and harden up into a shell, and in the case of Herdmania it forms a leathery covering which is known as the test. So this is the corresponding position of test and mental. And here you can see the mental, some organs, some blood vessels are lodged into this mental, and inside the mental there is a cavity, this whole cavity, which is known as the atrium. And this atrium, it is very wide on the dorsal and the lateral regions. On the ventral region, the atrium is not there because the pharynx fuses with the mental on the ventral side. Here it is fusing with the mental, it is getting mixed up with the mental, and there is no space over here. So this atrium is obliterated in this area. And above this, the cavity between the mental and the pharynx, this is the cross section of the pharynx, because the section is passing through the pharynx, and pharynx is covering the most part of the body. All the other organs are just placed around the pharynx. So the cavity between the outer pharyngeal wall and the inner mental wall is forming the atrium. This is the atrium. So this was the general positioning and cavity of the body. Now let's come to the mental. The mental or body wall, it is composed of three layers. It is outer epidermis, mesenchyme, and inner epidermis. The outer epidermis is formed of polygonal cells. The mesenchyme is formed by the mesoderm, and so it is made up of all the fibers and blood vessels and all. So it has all types of muscles which are there, they are lodged in this region. And the inner epidermis, again, it is formed by the polygonal cells. So here if you see the line which is fusing with the test, this is the outer epidermis of mental, and the line which is near the pharynx, this line, this is the inner epidermis, and the area between this is all mesenchyme, which is all these organs lodged in it: testes, rectum, ovary, oviduct, heart. This is not heat, it is heart. R is missing over here, and this is a misprint. And pericardium, and this ventral vessel, and the endostyle, which is fused with the mental, the inner edge of the mental, it is fused with the outer edge of the pharynx, and they are both connected in this region. And this connected region, the lowest region, is lined by the endostyle. So this is the structure of mental. Now we come to the internal organs, the viscera. The viscera is composing of two parts, foot and body. And as we've done before, the foot, it has no cavity inside, it is fully made of test. There are two layers of test which are fused with each other. There is no cavity in between them, and they form a strong leathery structure which gives support to the animal. The test, the foot made out of test, it remains embedded in the substratum. Then comes the body. If we have to do a clear structure of body, if we have to understand it clearly, then we will do it in two parts. The body when viewed from the left side, and body viewed from the right side. There are diagrams available for both. This is the body viewed from the left side, and this is the body viewed from the right side. Now when we view the animal from the left side, there is the branchial aperture on the left hand side and atrial aperture on the right hand side. We are calling it left hand side and right hand side, but actually, you know, this is the anterior part of the body and this is the dorsal part of the body. So we can see both these apertures which are lodged on top of both the siphons, branchial siphon and atrial siphon, and these siphons, they are aided with lots of muscles, these circular muscles. These muscles, they are known as the annular muscles, this and here this. So these are the atrial annular muscles and these are the branchial annular muscles, and there are muscles running from the tip of the aperture to somewhere in the middle of the body on the both sides, and these are the longitudinal muscles. Here it is written, the longitudinal muscles. And this whole part of the body is covered by the pharynx. From the pharynx arises the esophagus and then the intestine, and this intestine it then opens by an anus near the atrial siphon, in the atrial siphon, and from here all the waste material is carried out of the body. And you can see the left lobe of liver. It is a chocolate colored left lobe of liver, which is a little narrow structure as compared to the right lobe. You will see it in the right view. Then in the loop, the intestine is forming a big loop in which lies the left gonad. Here you can see the pharynx, it is continuing in the stomach and then the intestine, and then here the anus is there. And the outer covering, you can view all these structures only when the test is removed, because test is an opaque structure and it does not let you see through. So when we remove the test, we can see all these structures. So after we have removed the test, the outer layer which is visible is what? It is the mental. And one more thing, the endostyle is not shown over here. This is the whole pharynx, and on the ventral region of the pharynx, the endostyle is visible. It is not given in this diagram, but it is like a rod-like structure which is covering the ventral part of the pharynx. So this is the animal's body viewed from the left. And now we come to the animal's body viewed from the right. In the right, you can see both the siphons, but only that the position has changed now, because we are seeing the opposite view of this. This branchial aperture, it comes in, it is lying on the right hand side, and the atrial aperture is lying on the left hand side. These are again the muscles, annular muscles and longitudinal muscles. And there is a neural gland visible on the right, in the right view, in the right side of the animal. You can see the neural gland which is placed between both the siphons. Then there is the right lobe of liver. Here it was the left lobe of liver, and just behind it, behind this is the right lobe of liver, and below the right lobe of liver there is a tube-like structure extending forward, and this is the pericardium, and you can see the right gonad. Of course you cannot see the loop of the intestine because it is lying on the left side. So in the right you can only see the right part of the gonad, which is lying just near the left part of the gonad, which was lying in the intestinal loop. And of course this is the outer covering mental, and again the endostyle, which is not shown over here, it lies on the ventral region of the pharynx. Here, this is the position. So these are all the structures which are showing the general anatomy of the animal. Now come to the coelom and atrium. Now what is coelom? Coelom is the body cavity which is present inside the organs of the animal. So this is the pharynx, and the cavity inside this is the coelom. But the cavity outside actually the body is the true body is the pharynx, and then when it continues into the stomach and intestine and rectum, and these are depicting the main body. The mental covering, it is just secreted for protection of the animal, and then mental for its own protection it secretes the test. So these are extra structures which are protecting the body. The actual body is the pharynx and the other organs. So all the spaces present in the pharynx and the other structures of the alimentary tract and the body, the space inside them, it represents the coelom, and the space outside the body and inside the mental cavity is known as the atrium. Here you can see here it is labeled, this is the atrium, this is the pharynx, and this is the mental, and the space between both of them is the atrium, and it is only labeled over here, but it is extending all over the pharynx. So this was the coelom and atrium. And the atrial cavity, it is very broad on the dorsal anterior part of the animal, and it keeps getting narrower on the ventral posterior region of the animal. On the ventral region it is completely obliterated because the pharynx, it gets fused with the ventral surface of the mental. So this was the coelom and atrium. Now let's come to the locomotion and movement of the animal. For this we have to go to the, here is the other slide, and this is nothing but the same diagram which was showing the left view of the animal. This diagram I have taken for explaining you the locomotion and movement because the muscles are very clear in this diagram. Now you can see there are two sets of muscles very clearly visible in this. The annular muscles around the branchial aperture, the branchial annular muscles, and around the atrial aperture, the atrial annular muscles. And then you will see the longitudinal muscles. Besides these two, there are some muscle bands present between both the siphons on this region around the neural gland, on both sides of the neural gland. And these muscles, they are known as these muscles extend longitudinally from one funnel to another, and these are known as the oral and atrial muscles. These are known as the atrio-oral muscle group, and these are extended in between both the apertures. Now the movement consists of the contraction of the body, the contraction of the siphons, and the contraction of the whole body, and even the contraction of the area between both the siphons. So the animal, when it is feeding, the annular muscles, they contract, and the branchial siphon, it becomes narrow, and so the water flows in as a result, and then due to the contraction of longitudinal muscles and relaxation of the annular muscles, the branchial siphon, it can broaden itself. So by broadening itself and narrowing itself, it controls the flow of water and the flow of food material and everything along with the water. When the waste material, here I told you this is the stomach and intestine and the rectum and anus open somewhere over here in the atrial siphon. So when it opens over here, the atrial cavity, the cavity in the atrial siphon, it gets filled with dirt, and so once in a while, the animal, it contracts its longitudinal muscles, uh, and there's a jerky movement. With the jerky movement, when the longitudinal muscles contract, the cavity inside it reduces, and water gushes out with a force from the atrial aperture, taking along with all the dirt that is poured in the atrial siphon. So this was the movement, locomotion and movement of the animal. When the atrio-oral muscles, between the two siphons, they contract, both the siphons, they come close together, and this way the movement is regulated. So this was all about the locomotion and movement. So here I finished general anatomy, and now in the next lecture I will do the digestive system of Herdmania. So you can look forward to that lecture. Read about it beforehand so that you can understand it well. So happy reading and thank you.